Okay, hello and welcome back to another episode of Victoria 3. Hopefully the response to the first episode is decent and you guys want to see more of this. If so, you're in the right place. Education access. We actually passed public schools in Japan. Some time has gone by, basically a year I think I spent just kind of improving our economy, developing things. We can go over that in a second, but we got public schools. That's huge for us. Education. Assimilation isn't that big. We're kind of an ethno state right now, isolated Japan. But hey, look, a lot of people like that. Unfortunately, public schooling, you'd think that like the rural peasants would like that, but no, it's just the intelligentsia. So that's pretty cool that change has happened. And now what we should be able to do is go into our government institutions and actually implement education access. So I think it's already at the first level. And why can't I invest in more? Because we have no bureaucracy. Holy, that was massive. Education is 300 something bureaucracy. Yeah, so we had tons of surplus bureaucracy that whole time. And just by implementing this, we're getting the bonus. And we are technically allowed to increase, but we need more bureaucracy to do that. But that's going to allow us to have more educated population. That's pretty sick. Another bonus for us expanding our capacity is right now, you can see here, we're using 600 capacity, but we only have 177. So we're getting minus 70 per freaking cent taxation in our country. And the thing is that like 52 of this, and it's different in different areas. Maybe I can maybe we can find it somewhere else in terms of taxation efficiency. I don't see it, but if we click on like our capital state, for instance, it's again minus 70%. And that's because we don't have enough from our base value. We have such a massive population. So I think one of the next building types that we want to expand on is actually, I mean, I want more universities, don't get me wrong, but we need more, government administration, because that will provide us more taxation capacity and it will give us more bureaucracy, which will allow us to improve education and other social programs. It's also, as you can see, the workforce employing tons of bureaucrats and clerks. Some aristocrats, yes, but mostly bureaucrats and clerks. Good jobs, high paying. So that's some of the immediate things that we need to do. One second, let's just look at our market prices here. Once we deal a little bit with the shortage that we have in clothes, in lumber, in furniture, so many things, but we also have a huge shortage in administrative capacity. So all of that needs to move along. Also, if we look at our laws, I think there's a couple different things that we could go for now. Legal guardianship, propertied women, holy jeebies. That would give us 5% more workforce, as some women can join the workforce. That's pretty great. We don't want to put serfdom back. We could go to right of assembly. That's pretty awesome. Better for bolstering groups that we like, but right now the authority isn't so bad. It's the technology spread that sucks for the censorship. But what I think we really need to get started on is actually the colonial affairs, but we don't have any support for it right now because all of our parties like no colonial affairs, whereas here, colonial resettlement and stuff is supported by the shogunate and the samurai. So that's kind of unfortunate for us. So I think that the play to do here, what is this traditional agrarian? So right now we get bureaucratic costs is down, but taxation capacity is down 25%, right? With agrarian, we would get a whole bunch more. Aristocrats are empowered a bit by this, which is kind of I'd really prefer some other economic changes, but this would also improve endorsement from the peasants and others, and getting the peasants happier would be quite nice. It's the shogunate opposes the change, but they're not radicalized by it, or maybe they're just already radical. It's a lot of good choices here. I keep clicking the wrong button. Land-based taxation is good. We could go to consumption-based, but that would radicalize the samurai. They are already quite pissed with us, but we could push them even further. The temporary approval change is huge for the peasants to do that. Do we know, actually, if that would improve our income? No, it's hard to say. Land-based voting, we could go and push some better voting policies. There's so much here. Monarchy to the republic. Now, how much that would radicalize everyone. That's a huge, huge, huge swing. Oh my god. Holy jeebus. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of things here. Even elected bureaucrats for interested. Like, trade unions love this stuff. The thing is that the trade unions are marginalized right now. So let me get back to you. Let me think about what policies that we want next. And, I don't know. And then I'll let you know. I think that we want to keep our ruling peasants happy right now. We used to be getting a bonus to honest work, 10% throughput in so many fields. And I think that we can get that back if we push for some of these laws. And since the taxation is going to radicalize and the agrarian is not, I don't know. I have to think on it. I'll get back to you. So I thought it over, and realistically, what's bottlenecking our economy more than anything? The fact that we have to slow down our production here soon because some of the parties are not happy with us. Primarily, the party that isn't happy with us is the rural folk, which is giving us that huge throughput bonus. So because the traditionalism, because the traditionalism economic system is not good for us in the sense that the taxation capacity is real low. This is a subsistence economy with little central control. Going to an agrarian seems like a huge benefit to us, and it's also endorsed by the peasants, the industrialists, and trade unions. Pushing the shogunate even further into the unhappy isn't great, but hopefully if they do come back into power, which I expect them to during the next election cycle, we will be able to, if they come in back to power, we'll be able to push some like colonialism and stuff. I'm worried that Russia has a tendency, the bot, to come and colonize these islands, so I would like to get working on them soon. You can see here how much profit is being made in different states. Clearly down here we're losing money, and in like these developed regions, look at this, the 40 thing. Mostly the construction sector. Almost all of that is because we're using a tremendous amount of goods. Minus 53K from construction goods is what we see in here down at the bottom. So we just need to either make construction cheaper, which as we can see here, lumber is still quite expensive despite all the investments we've made, and so is iron, and we are at huge deficiency of that as well. And coal, which, I mean, it's just insanity. We just need all of these things. Our economy, I don't want to say it's in shambles, but like we have a lot of people that are like coming up the social ladder from better jobs and work, employment, and they now want to have clothes. What a surprise. They now want to have furniture. They want to have other goods because they can afford more than their basic necessities, which are just food. And we're producing enough food. It's okay. But yeah, so we're gonna push for the agrarian enactment. We're gonna try and keep our peasants happy. I wish I could do more things to keep them temporarily happy. Not sure exactly what we can do. And eventually, hopefully, we can start opening ourselves up to trading with the world. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, and we've gotten an event now. Mine in Shikoku collapse, trapping the miners. The scale of the incident made a tragedy across the region. and the nation. They dug me out, but they left my friend behind. I hope wherever he's gone, he's better than here. So we can get radicals, and the industrialist gets gaining support. Okay. Outrageous, they become, poor strata become more radical. Interest group of the trade unions comes up, or the mines are a blight upon man. That will make our peasant population happier. And right now, we're getting huge benefits from the fact that the peasants are happy with us. Let's keep the peasants happy. It'll make the middle strata in this location worse off. So this is Shikoku, which is this island here. And if we look at the population, do we know how many we have? So we have many peasants. Holy crap. And when it comes to populations, it's basically all peasants and laborers. Now, are laborers considered lower strata? They are. So let's piss off the middle strata, keep the people on our side. We're a people's government. And that should keep our bonuses high. Right now, we're getting some good stuff. The intelligentsia are making our research faster, or rather less expensive. And the population, farmers market, and honest work are now back and active. Mostly, my understanding, is because we got them above 10% here. And because they have so much clout, they're giving a bonus. If we could give them more clout, I think 20%, they would double their bonuses. So what we're going to actually do is, I think we were bolstering the intelligentsia. We have been for a while, and it's been working. We're actually going to turn around and bolster the peasants. We don't love the peasants and all their policies. We're giving them the easy wins right now to keep them happy, because keeping peasants happy really benefits our infrastructure. But we need to move away from them. Like, we need to get to industrialists, trade unions, intelligentsia, what have you. But for now, we'll keep them happy. They'll work hard for us because we're a government that loves them. We're just extracting all we can. We extract from the shogunate, now we extract from the peasantry, then we extract so we can eventually go communist. Let's go. All right, hello and welcome. We're actually in the middle of a race. You can see here that we're looking to pass agrarianism. We've got a 23% chance of succeeding, but we also have an election coming up, which is a little bit crazy. And right now we have very bad chance to keep the party that we want in power. Now, we could... what's basically happening is the Buddhist party, or group, has joined the Imperials, and I'm really trying to keep the Constitutional Reform Party in thing. So it's like, we're going to go against what they're saying, though. This will be picked automatically. Interesting. So we're going to do that, but like, that's going to give us some momentum, but election. Shogunates are in rule. Now, does this still have a chance of succeeding? It has less of a chance. The peasants are for it. Election results. I mean, we can reform the government now that there's been an election, and we can meet the people's demands by moving them in and out of government. I don't mind bringing them in because I do want colonialism, and the peasants won't give that to me. But I need this law to pass first. So, like, we're going to do a peaceful transfer. And to be honest, the group that's in, we kind of just forced them in to begin with. We're going to do a peaceful transfer here soon. We're just trying to get some last little bits in. Also, while the shogunate was pissed, we had minus 20% tax income. And like, you would have seen that our tax income was super low for a while. Look at that chart. The one on the top is how much money we're making. And we've basically been going into a lot of debt. I've stemmed the bleeding for now, but the interest is coming up too. Basically, if we didn't have a bunch of debt, this would almost be at zero. Which is, yikes. We owe a lot of money. We owe a lot of money. But let's see what happens here. As we try and pass this law, Honestly, it could make the biggest difference in taxation if it could just go through. Please, please, please. September 30th. It did not. Frig. Shogun taking personal interest. Yeah. To ensure the law passes by royal decree, 20%. Yes. That's good for us. Now, I'm just terrified if I change who's in government, we're going to lose all the support. Because technically, like, the shogunate interest group does not want this. The shogunate himself, us, realistically, is a political actor and is pushing. We're really the spirit of the country, but you know how it is. And I'm saying it's for that reason that the shogunate isn't reshuffling. But my God. Legitimacy, man. Why you so bad? That's why it's taking so long to pass laws. But at least we're passing the laws that we want to be passing. How are the markets? What are the markets saying? Still bad. Still bad. I mean, we're taking huge hits to our income right now, as you know. But at least we've, like, met most of the shortages that we were dealing with in the country. We still have massive clothing shortages. But the thing is, our tax revenues are so bad right now that we can't afford to continue expanding until we see some of the tax from this industry. And we're not getting the taxes out of this industry because our tax efficiency is just so god awful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Minus 25% from traditionalism. It's not good. Though the base is only 100 and then we're getting 70. So basically flipping this is going to be 25 to 50 increased capacity. Not nearly enough, but it will be everywhere and it will help. Oh my god, will it ever help? Maybe I have laws or decrees that I can do to help with this, but we'll see. Just an update that we have actually decided to reorganize our government, putting the shogunate and friends in power. But because we had 2 positive events to enacting our policy, we're up to 30%. And then 2 years went by. In the first year, we had a positive debate, which brought us up to 40% success chance, and then another year went by and we got minus 10% from a failed debate. So, like, we have a 30% chance of winning and a 30-something% chance of having a debate and another third to have a stall, basically, and it was at 40% success, and we just keep missing the mark, unfortunately. So we're, like, hoping to God that this next one will pass. Meanwhile, technology has been spreading. Our economy, we still have a lot of debt, but we've balanced the books by going to a high taxation rate now that the shogunate's in power, and doing some other changes. Like, really what we're experimenting with now is building textile mills and getting our government administration higher and higher and higher. Though we have to be a little bit careful with our textile mills that we don't run out of any of the supporting goods, right? So we might need more dye, we might need more silks to produce more and more clothing. You know, I wonder, non-luxury, still not a good thing, but anyways, there's just a lot. We can go, we're doing good. One way or another, we're doing good, and we're gonna see, please God, can we pass this? You know, I'm just gonna speed 5 it with you on camera right now. Please God, please God. What do you know? A successful debate. I'll see you in another year. Okay, well, it turns out that about 10 years into the game, taking an interest in newly opening the Japanese economy, America, yo, they want a trade agreement. Closer inspection, numerous unfavorable clauses. So, the policy, we can reject it, we can enact it, or owes an obligation. What is an obligation? Unable to start diplomatic plays against them, even join a play against them. What is this enactment chance? Oh! And, oh, no. We're gonna take this because I don't want to. We need this policy to pass. All right, America. Good job. You've now got an obligation against us. We'll see what that ends up doing. Oh my god. So, we've been exploring increasing our bureaucratic overhead here in Kansai, our capital, where we have the biggest amount of our GDP, which, by the way, has continued to grow despite the fact that we're very hamstrung, high tax, low pay right now as we get our finances in order, under quite a bit of debt, 1/3 of the way to bankruptcy. So let's watch that. But basically, our tax rate in our capital is now better. Oh my god, though. The amount of development has really destroyed the amount of infrastructure. Which we can deal with, actually. Let's go ahead and do a decree for road maintenance. And that will handle that. We just overbuilt this province, basically. But what we've been doing, and that's going to improve this market access. What we've been doing is building up this, which has had a pretty net neutral impact on our economy overall, though it has upped the price of paper. So now we're, building paper plants and stuff like that to try and keep our overall costs down. Anyways, all of this to say that finally we have enough bureaucracy that we can actually expand our education access to the public, which I think is pretty cool. It'll take 50 weeks to input that amount of bureaucracy because it takes time to kind of boot it up. But that's better than powering up the shogunate, I would say. I would even be okay getting rid of the police, but kind of keeping our radicals down using the police isn't so bad. Bureaucratic shortfall. Oh, yeah. So right now we're kind of headed to having a shortfall. We don't have one. We have a protest event going on in our country right now as well. I'm not sure where I can see that. Maybe here? Yeah, so that's 32 months of this. So it's actually going to time out pretty well that we get bureaucracy back soon enough. And meanwhile, our production queue is auto-developing industries that we know could make a big profit for us. And it's just adding to the list. Though, it's not making a huge profit for us because our taxation is broken. Oh, you know what? Let's keep Speed 5 going. We're just blasting through, please, God. 40% chance again. What do you know? Another debate. This is killing us because this whole time with the shogunate in power, which is the only reason I want to put them in power, other than we needed the stability, is that we would go after all our colonial possessions that I want and into the south here. But yikes, we're working on it. We're working on it, okay? I'm sorry, but we're working on it. My god, we finally got there. Our income literally, you can see the huge spikes as it went whoop, 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 whoop. But we've been in the negative for so long, and just by standardizing our economy in a way that made sense, we finally got some good stuff. The elections are now ongoing. Insane. And also, because of that change and some other ones, the Agrarian Party was founded by the peasants, which is interesting. They're happy. I don't hate them being involved. Obviously, I've been bolstering them for a while. You can see this little arrow here. They're not the party I want in the end. Like I keep saying, I want to be a communist. But for now... and also the Imperial Rule Party split because the leader of the samurai changed to a Republican. He wants a presidential republic or a parliamentary. So what we can be doing now is looking at our policies and laws, and holy D's, we now finally can push for some colonialism, which the peasants don't like at all. That's resettlement, and they don't like either. But I want it, so we're gonna piss them off. We can anti-colonialize later, but that's gonna start going on now. Well, there were some other laws we could have pushed for, like appointed bureaucrats and stuff would have been nice, but for now, that's good. And we just hit a huge bureaucracy crunch, unfortunately. I forgot that this law was going to limit our bureaucracy. We were so good for so long. What is the negative impact of that? Tax waste. A huge amount of tax waste. That's bad. That's actually probably the reason our income went up to like plus 15 and then back down to plus 5. Perhaps in the budget, if we actually funded our government wages. I don't know about that. Or the military. Yeah. Taxation level is very high right now. I think what we got to do is just keep expanding the bureaucracy. Maybe not here. Maybe in a place where we have some infrastructure built up. So we still have a little bit of infrastructure capacity in a couple of places. Holy jeez, though. Some less than others. But where do we have the highest like tax shortfall? It really seems like it's still Edo and in the mountains there. So let's perhaps this zone here start working on some taxation here by putting in some industry. And by industry I mean government oversight. I'll get back to you once this whole economy is sorted, which is basically the whole game, so probably never. So, unfortunately, the peasants came into power with the last election. We still had a 20% chance of passing. It went up to 30%. We were feeling okay, and then an event came through where we lost a huge debate regarding the ethics of colonialization. So, that's off the table for now. Which is now the reason why you're not going to be bolstered anymore. I really want to go communism. We don't even have, like, the thought to support it. Like, literally, society, I think socialism is, like, way down here in terms of technology. So it's pretty far out there, but I'd like to start putting the seeds now. And if we can keep, like, that group, the trade unions, have loved us in the past. They are usually pretty pro whatever we're putting in, though they hate what laws are in our country right now. So they will help us with manufacturing and workforce ratio if we can just get them some power, and that would be good. That's where we want to go eventually. So let's push for that. In terms of laws right now, we should look at our government. You have 31% clout. What laws do you want? No police could be nice. That would save up some bureaucracy. You want state religion? What the frick? No. Consumption-based tax. And then there's per capita tax. What's our current law? Sorry, we have to look at our policies here. I think I've done this multiple times where I'm like, oh, we'll just do this quick law thing, and then I have to think about actually, like, how do we want to change? Because, like, per capita, everybody loves it except the petit bourgeoisie. And it would bring in another 10K per year. So, like, that's cool. Everybody seems to endorse it except the shogunate. That could be good. It would make people quite happy. And the shogunate would not be at -5. They'd be at -4, which has screwed our economy in the past, to be honest. So better taxation laws seem very high on our list of needed. Charity hospitals are also very high. It would make the Buddhist monks love it. Absolutely love it. Right now, we would lose this capital investment pool thing, which is helping quite a bit. Though, right now, we have technology spread bad, and making you happy would do quite a bit. I think we have to just do the per capita taxation. It's too powerful right now. It's going to make our parties very happy. So now we've got honest work and farmers market. The plus 20% to infrastructure is huge. It means that we don't need to be running exactly the policies that we're doing right now. And if we go into the buildings tab, we could actually turn off road maintenance likely, but it's actually benefiting us in some ways. So let's have a look at this and then look on the province, and we have enough infrastructure, just enough, but we have enough. So let's do that for now. And I'll see you in a bit once we kind of sort some other things out. What's going on here? Bureaucratic shortfall. We're working on it. Research. Oh, yeah. Standard of living going up. But literacy's good. Like, we are providing... Maybe we just get some mass communication. Central banking, more minting and loan interest rate improvements are quite nice as well. We do have some of that. Construction sector max level. That's... Infrastructure from population could be quite nice, actually. That's fine. We also could just push for the end of atmospheric engines. Canneries didn't help us. Intensive agriculture would be good. We are quite agrarian right now. Mass communication for authority. Like, authority is not something that we really need. 3 years is just so far away. Better distribution of power, though, is nice. And it moves towards labor movement. We just don't have the technological backing for that yet. Napoleonic warfare, like, this is fine. But, like, not not what we're looking for. Not the military. What about... 28 months is just too long. Maybe we just force this to complete. Just more technologies, more sooner. I just don't, like, more iron and lead and coal is nice, but it's not critical right now. We kind of balanced our economies the old way. Central banking, I think, helps us the most because our loan interest is actually like a 13K expense. So let's go for that for now, and then we'll move along. So hopefully that was informative. Let's keep going. Oh, baby. Let's go. Per capita taxation. We are now filthy rich, baby. Look at the gold reserves going whoop, 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 whoop. And now our balance sheet. Let's just run it for a week. See what happens. It's going to balance out, maybe. But, like, oh, baby. That was huge. Huge, huge, huge. And I can't wait to introduce the next law. So... that did a lot for our economy. As you can see, what I have open right now is actually our glassworks. We're doing a shift to leaded glass at the moment. I'm actually going to go all in now that I've done the first ones. But we're going to have a dip in glass for a second as our lead mine... Oh, sorry, that's the glassworks. As our lead mine gets built up. So let's go ahead and just make sure that these lead mine upgrades are at the top of the queue so they can keep hiring them in. We're still pushing on textile mills and stuff, which is great. But I think that if we look at the market prices, you can see lead, huge shortage because of what I just did, though we're going to write it really soon. And then I just introduced groceries, which were not high, but the second that the economy balanced itself, it came way up. And the reason I introduced groceries is it's processed food in a way, but it was really taking advantage of a really low sugar market. Our sugars are insane right now. So we're trying to right that wrong, basically. Oh, wow. Hardwood. Is actually that bad? I had no idea. What if we changed our biggest logging camp? It is already on hardwood production. What do you know? So we just need to balance out some of these productions. Let's have a look. Right now, most of our logging camps are on softwood. So let's, and it would lose money to go to hardwood, it thinks, because hardwood is actually really, really, oh, it's cheap. I was misreading it. Yeah, we don't need hardwood. It's minus 72%. Well, what we'll do actually is we will change. I think we used to be consuming more clippers, and then the economy kind of hit a crunch, and I was like, uh-oh. Can't do that anymore. So anyways, let's do that, and we'll figure out what our next law is, and I'll jump back in. Alright, so I decided on... I really want to go for public health insurance, but I don't have pharmaceuticals yet, and it's going to be at least 5 to 10 years before we do, depending on priorities. Maybe 3 years if we were to prioritize it right now. But instead, if we go for charity hospitals, we'll get some benefit right now, and that will be cool. That would be very cool, in fact. So let's do that now, and then that's also going to lead to a huge bureaucratic shortfall if it does pass. It's just going to get us ready for the public health care in the future. So we are going to now... We could up government wages, but I'm kind of liking depressing them right now. Costs us 5k more. No, let's at least get out of debt before we consider paying anybody a living wage. I know it's I'm sorry, but we got to industrialize first. And let's work on buffering our capacity. So to do that, for some reason, all of our agricultural resource industry buildings are here. But if you click on political, that's where you get your buildings, which for us is going to be some government sectors. And we're really looking to build up these regions in principle, and then these ones down here. These ones here are kind of already overbuilt. You can see that we have, that looks to me like it's a shortfall in capacity. I was able to remove road maintenance because of how great the peasants are right now, but we're going to have to change that up. I think Shikoku is going to have to go for a minute, and we're going to road maintenance there, and that should right all the wrongs, improve some budget stuff. I mean, it's fluctuating for a number of reasons. National expenses, construction goods, yeah, 50k on a construction. We're really building hard, and we could do more of that, but I want to again get out of debt first. Our interest is plummeting right now, which is great, and our costs are going to go up as we build some of these structures that I just added to the list, these government administrations. And we were building quite a few of them over time, so trust me, there's a lot to do. But we're expanding a ton of industries here, tons of mines. The market, do we still have any shortfalls? We do in hardwood, which has made it a massive need. Perhaps we can just choose a smaller production facility and see what that does to the hardwood. See, it crashes the price as soon as we do any hardwood. Perhaps up here we have a 4 out of 5. Where do we have our smallest logging camp? Like 5 is pretty small, but it's not the smallest. Can I not just go buildings, resources, logging camps? And I can kind of see... Oh, Kansai has a level 2 one. You are going to be the place that makes hardwood. Also, what do we need here? Electric saws? Yeah, I don't think so. Steam donkeys would be cool. What do we need for that? We need engines, clearly. But we need what? The steam donkey technology. Okay, good to know. Losing our power rank, I mean, our rank doesn't really matter because we're an unrecognized major power right now. So we'll get to that when it comes. Also, I want to colonize. Life is so hard for us. This might sound insane, but our luck is just crazy. We've been trying to enact charity hospitals here for like another 2 years, it seems. It's like 80% from all of the events that we've had about it and the failures to pass. It's like, holy crap. Oh, geez. Hardwood input shortage. We talked about this in the past, didn't we? Where? What? Oh, God. See, I just gotta keep fixing this frickin' economy. Where is the hardwood coming from? Look, I'm okay if hardwood is just extremely cheap. It's just the problem is that we make too much of it. It floods the market. And I don't have, like, minute control. Like, I can't be, like, 1.5 production method. So something like this should make the hardwood better. Yeah, and now the price is basically going to fall again. But at least it's okay. What is this? Oh, bad market access. Oh my god. It's one thing after another. Road maintenance, please. Fix me. Fix this. Anyways, I'll let you know. We're just getting bad luck with our charity hospitals. It's 79%! And instead it's like... And literally it can only advance, but if it doesn't succeed. And we're just getting advance. And I'm like, please. Okay, another election in, and we're booting out the peasants. Screw you guys. Maybe now I'll finally get my colonialism. Though, also, did that just pass? Did we get it? Am I crazy? Did it happen at the same time as the election? Or is that now no longer a thing? Where's the healthcare? Charity hospitals. Let's go. Enables the healthcare institution. And if we go over to government institutions, we can see that we actually have it. So less mortality for our people overall. Now, if we do get pharmaceuticals in the future, right, which we can go for now, though I'm going for egalitarianism so that our support... I didn't know this. There's like 3 things I'm going to say. But first, let's finish our thought. In laws, if we were to go, instead of charity hospitals, for public health, right, we also get -5 mortality, but we get +2 maximum levels of health system. Where here, it just gives us the health systems and gives the Buddhists more political strength. So we really want to get to public health to get rid of the Buddhist political strength and allow us to improve the health system even more in the future. So that's like a big thing for us. Absolutely cool. Next, I wanted to say that we're getting steel mills and motor industries and stuff like that. So that's going to be sick. Okay. But I was also trying to say, before I got off track about the political... Oh god, I think I put myself off course. I was going to say something. Oh yeah, egalitarianism is... I was looking at trade union. I was like, I'm bolstering these guys. Why are they not getting more clout? Right? You would think that they would do that, but the population, you can see if I hover over this, it cannot come from shopkeepers, capitalists, or officers, and it really is high in laborers, right? Non-agricultural laborers. There is popularity of our person. It is bolstered, but it needs labor movement technology and egalitarianism not unlocked. So we need to unlock those technologies so that these groups even have a shot. Speaking of our boy, the people, a new admiral has presented himself, but he's nephew, blah, blah, blah. All you need to know is if the men will follow him as a new admiral, it's going to give the trade unions an interest group approval and group pop attraction, right? So we could help the shogunate by saying, no, that, like, we could give it to the noble or we could give it to the person of competency. So trade union, let's go all the way, baby. And at the same time, we're working on technology for egalitarianism. Also, I did a test run of creating a grocer in our country to use up all that sugar, and it turns out that it's quite profitable and people want to buy it. So the more it's available on the market, the more desirable it is. So we're going ahead and expanding that. There's actually quite a few things that we're expanding. And since we're building here, I'm realizing it's an excellent time to get a road maintenance decree for the state construction efficiency. So it's just bonus efficiency. And also we should just perhaps build up some more construction sector, because we have enough income now and a huge amount of gold reserves that we can really benefit from improved construction speed. Let's put a couple of those at the top of the queue, and off we go. Look how fast those build. Holy jeez. Put the other one up there too. And now we're going to be able to spend more money more quickly because we have more construction sectors. And just to confirm, these construction sectors that we've built down here at the bottom, they are using iron frames. Perfect. So lovely, lovely, lovely. And just as I closed that recording, we got City of Plenty event in Kansai. Yo, Kansai High Society has been seen. So we can give 10% loyalists for the middle and upper, or the party will never end and get a huge amount of loyalists, but then expect a high standard of living for the upper strata. So let's have a quick peek here at our population, perhaps. This is us right now, huge GDP. It actually took a bit of a dive recently because of some changes we'll get to. It's fine. Impoverishedness. We lost a lot of our bonuses from having happy peasants that were giving us like huge bonuses to our standing, so we've kind of rebounded a bit. But where's my population tab? Our secure strata here, where can we see their expectation for there's somewhere here we can see their expectation. I'm gonna have a look and come back to you. Okay, so it turns out I can find it. If you look at the specific here, their current level is secure at 22 because they can afford all the goods they want. They have high wealth, some other things like that. They pay different, prices for goods, whatever, but middling. Right now, they want 18 because of how highly educated they are and stuff, which is going to push everyone's demands up. But at the same time, they are secure. So getting a +3 here means that we're going to be tight on a lot of them. But look at all these. Like these guys here, affluent, right? 31 to 19, 36. Depends on exactly what they're doing. And these are aristocrats in our country, right? So these are the upper strata. Some more upper strata might be capitalists. So there's fewer capitalists for sure. But even them, lavish, 50, 27. So a lot of them are very prosperous. Officers, perhaps, might be middle strata. So really, those are the ones we have to look at. So we're okay getting a huge increase to loyalists for the next... to really support our policies and our stuff, right? Look at that. Woo! And that means that with all these additional loyalists, there's more party approval because people are happier with the government. We're really developing the country. Like events like this are flavoring just how lavish some of our people are now living. I wonder if I can see somewhere how this has gone over time. So their status has remained similar, but the number of people within this group has increased significantly. Similarly with the middle class coming up, though it has come down in recent years, and I'll tell you why. It's because we've had very high taxation with low wages. Let's go ahead, let's go all the way down to running a deficit again and see what that does to our GDP growth and other things. It might actually kind of spur things along here. Reserves, remaining credit, lovely, lovely, lovely. The states are making us some money. I mean, we were living the high tax life. We could remove another consumption tax as well. Just go really negative. What does that do? See, immediately you can see people's coming up. And look at that. If you just hover up here, I could see the secure upper strata wants 18. And the middle strata wants 14, and then the poor wants 6.5. And we're giving them 9.6. But we want to bring it higher and higher and higher. Let's go. Oh, also one other thing. If we promote our admiral here, it'll cost us bureaucracy, but he will get more interest group political strength. So let's go ahead and do that. And we could do it again. Yo, I love the trade unions, man. Let's go. He can now command a massive flotilla. He's quite happy. I don't want to go any higher. I mean, this is probably already massive admiral rank. I wonder if it's out of 5. But basically, this is really going to push, well, the interest group political strength, because they have such a high value person. See, literally here you can see the clout going up, and specifically wealth adds a lot to the political strength right now. As we change our concentration of power laws, we can change that as well. In fact, it's probably time to look at the laws, government laws, and see, now that we have this government, you know, we could change the power in this country, perhaps going for census suffrage. Oh wow, national supremacy versus racial segregation. Oh, national supremacy on everything. Total separation of church and state is interesting. I wouldn't mind doing that. But look at these. They're almost all at that 10% threshold. A lot down here in the different republics. And then there's the bureaucrats themselves. So, different, like, intelligentsia having taxation capacity would be huge. I think that has to be the one. Taxation capacity for appointed bureaucrats. As much as I want to go for a parliamentary republic, which would radicalize. Look, minus 15 on the shogunate. Minus 20 on the petit bourgeoisie. The presidential, similarly, is a minus 15. It's quite the step. So let's avoid a civil war for now. And piss off the shogunate. But improve our country quite a bit. Bam. And what does that do for these? It enabled two things. The samurai are now giving us a discount, and there's an avant-garde society benefit to researching, which is actually helping us in our egalitarianism. Let's go. Just a quick step in. We had a bad go at passing appointed bureaucrats, unfortunately. So now we're going to go for colonial resettlement. It just wasn't even worth trying to pass. Our success chance was so low. It's hemorrhaging money. Just bad events. So we said, you know what? Scrap this law. Let's go for something else. It's also a long shot. Basically, only the samurai like it, and the industrialists aren't in the group. But if we can just get colonialism activated. Uh-oh, look at that. What is this? Great Britain colonizing my freaking islands, man. I knew this would happen. So we'll see what we can do here. I'd really like to get the rest of my island, but like Great Britain could destroy us right now. Like, we are so weak. Look at this. Look at the battalions on this lady, Queen Victoria. Meanwhile, we have like some battalions, half the number, the local advantage, but absolutely no technology. Like, I mean, if I go to our army, we don't even have line infantry. Because to do that, we would need to spend a ton of money on small arms, which we don't even produce. Like, right now, we just have officers and servicemen. Like, it's pretty gross, to be honest. Do we have something like cannon or mobile artillery? No, of course not. We have no cannon. We don't even have a machine gunner. Like, oh my god. First aid? Nope. Like, we are so boned. Oh, but we have more production capacity, so let's get building. We did it, baby. We got colonialism, so we can start racing the British. Hopefully, they don't decide to go to war with us, but for now, let's even up the institution of colonialism and use up some of that bureaucracy. Now, we can also, if we need more bureaucracy, what I've been doing is slowly converting our administration from filing cabinets to standardized filing cabinets. So bam, just like that, it's upping our bureaucracy levels, but it's costing us more and more. You can see the amount of money. At one point, our balance completely crashed because I turned them all to that, and then the cost of paper skyrocketed. So we need to keep the paper down. Apparently we need more and more lumber. Holy jeez, that just keeps going out of control. We need more fabric, and we need more sugar. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into our building economy here, and I'm going to turn on automatic expansion for a lot of these, just to make sure that if ever they're super profitable and the economy could handle more of them, for instance, all of these logging camps and textile mills and tobacco plantations, I've been holding off because I don't want to help the plantation owners, but I mean, at the same time, let's get it going. Mechanical tools is also really good for the manufacturing industry, right? We could use more tools and hardwood to get better furniture. Not sure if that's needed right away. Steel mills, we don't need that much steel. Crystal glass, let's check this out here. Crystal glass consumes more lead for more glass. That could really help us right now, but I think we just want to go for soil enrichment. I really would love to go down. We did get labor movement. There's some other things that we like to go for. Who knows? Human rights, perhaps, and pharmaceuticals. But for now, we're going to enjoy ourselves. I think that pharmaceuticals is high on my list. Whether or not we pass the law to get healthcare, I really want to, let's check it here, in our institutions actually, enable us to go higher and even reduce mortality even further. Right now it's at -5, we get -10. Though it's giving political strength to the religious faction, not a huge fan of that. But at the same time, come on, we gotta spend some to get some. Though now we're back into debt. I gotta up more consumption taxes. Oh god. Basically, I'm not sure. This last couple years has been pretty topsy-turvy for our economy overall, to be honest. We did a lot of that early industrialization and where we doubled the GDP of our country, and then we kind of matured for the amount of technology that we had. We developed a ton of potential. Now we need either better technology or more land. So we're colonizing, because we're the good guys. I mean, we are getting the north of this island right now, which is nice. Bureaucratic shortfall. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. And look, you can see, even watch it go. Watch it go. Yeah, every 50-something days. Great Britain, unfortunately, is going to get most of this island. But we're just focusing for now, getting what we can. I'm pretty sure it's important to get a port as soon as possible. I think that's one of the things that you really do need to make sure that we can access this location. Look at all the tobacco plantations queued because of all the money that they have. I mean, I'm a little worried about building it out that much. I might crash the market. So let's just cancel some of those. They might auto-deploy again. And then finally, Agrarian Party is quite high. Reformist Party, not so much. So let's reform the government. Get you out of power. That would be enough. But if we bring the peasants in, people would love it. So that's fine by me. We got my colonialism. That's what I wanted the most. And then if we look at... I didn't actually confirm the change here, I think. Oh. Cannot be promoted to power while approval is at angry. Okay. But what if instead you weren't pissed because we went to the government and we enacted universal suffrage? The peasants don't even care about universal suffrage. What the hell? What the hell? What do they want? I don't want to give them anything. I just wanted you in my government because I thought you had some good laws, but I'm looking at your laws and they frickin' suck. So you can stay out of my government. Let's reform. We're just gonna keep the shogunate. Yo, suck it. And now the laws that we can pass during this election cycle probably won't be that good. I would say they're pretty reactionary, to be honest. But you know, I think consumption tax isn't even that bad. We'll see. We'll see. It's fine for now. The Buddhists are happy. The shogunate's happy. Everyone's okay. We've got legitimacy back in our government. The Buddhist monks are giving us authority. The be fruitful and multiply is nice. The peasants need to stop with their negative technology spread. It's kind of pissing me off. But otherwise, we're good. Anyways, I think that this is where this episode's going to end, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.